Alright, what's up, motherfuckers? So today we're going to finish up the time-lapse video on the shed, finally. But basically, I've been building this thing for the last month, and I finished it a couple weeks ago, but before that I was working on it for like the last month. Well, not month, like a couple weeks. But it's been a long time, basically, since I've done anything with this, because it's done. But I built it, I took a bunch of videos with the GoPro, sped them all up, and now my fucking shirt is stuck to the back of this chair because it's broken. It's a little crap. Alright, well, I have to fix that. So, anyways, let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, I'm laying down the foundation right now, just getting the cinder blocks level and stuff. We laid down a bunch of gravel before this. I didn't bother to film that because that's just boring and stuff. There's a big pile of gravel in our front driveway right now, and we moved all that shit over there and put it all down there, made sure the whole thing was level and everything. Now we're just making sure the cinder blocks are level, and so the shed floor is going to go on top of these. Now, I'm not using any concrete. Normally, you would put these in the ground and anchor them into the ground with concrete and stuff like that, or you would just pour the entire thing, foundation out of concrete. But this area is blocked in with a couple trees and a fence, and you can see the other shed. There's really no side of this that's open, so I'm not worried about the wind getting underneath. I'm not worried about any stuff like that. So now we're moving on to the floor frame. The floor went together pretty easily. It's 16 feet long by 4 feet wide, so it is kind of a long and narrow building. But basically, we built a section of the floor, and then we moved the whole thing over to the frame that was set up. And as you can see, it's done. So continuing on with the shed, we put the pieces of plywood down on the floor frame down there on the bottom, and now we're standing up one of the walls I built. So there was another building that was a temporary thing. It was a pretty shitty building, so we took it down, it repaired, and recycled some of the wood that was from there, and that wood has now become the two small walls of the shed. And as you can see, we're building another wall. These are kind of big and bulky, so it's kind of hard getting them in the corner over there, but they eventually got in the corner. So I'm out here working with myself right now, and I got the fan to blow the sawdust around out of my face, which is sort of jerry-rigged, but the fan fell down and broke, so, fuck. Alright, we're putting up the framing. Check that shit out. Yep, yes sir. And oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Oh my goodness. I got the floor, little crack right there. Not exactly 16 feet long, which is why there's a little thing right there. But we'll put a little piece of strip plywood in there. Yep, do that. Okay, now moving on to the roof rafters. So I can see I put a couple of them up already. Basically, you just cut, and we'll measure the angle you want them rafters to be at, and then measure your overhang for the overhang, and then basically just cut a whole bunch of them. So it's exactly what I did. We used a jigsaw for that. It worked out pretty well. We also put a board running down the top of the ridgeline of the roof, down the whole way. Another 16 foot long piece of wood, 2x4. Yep. And now we get the roofing. So this is all, by the way, this is sped up a whole lot. A lot of whole footage of the GoPro project falling off the ladder and stuff, but there is some stuff in here that was cut out. I'm sorry. But the next up is the roofing materials. So as you can see, we put on some asphalt corrugated roofing like sheets, and those are pretty easy to put on. You just cut them aside and stick them on there. But after all that's finished, we started putting up the siding finally. Tied the whole building together very nicely, and it had rain. We got delayed by rain and all that stuff. Alright, so now it's on to the door. So to do the door, it was just an old piece of siding, and we made a nice door frame for it on the inside of the door. And Yep. Okay, trim is done, and that means the shed is done because it's done. It rained, the roof doesn't leak, everything's good. So we've moved stuff in here, and I don't know if you can see, but basically it's a nice little long, narrow 4x16. This is super budget, so a lot of stuff is recycled wood and siding and stuff like that, whatnot. Some recycled siding. We put a bunch of ant traps in here because, you know, ants love to get in this kind of stuff, and they seem to be working, so that's good. And the roof does not leak. It rained, and so I mean that's that. So great little project is done. Let's go around, see if we get here. Very simple construction. Latch works on just like that. But yeah, so it's done. Thank you folks for watching, and be sure to subscribe. See you later.